speak with.
There we go. Pressed the wrong thing there. Ah. Oh, we're back in Elder Scrolls today, as per usual. It's been a fun couple of days. It really has, with a little incident with Chloe yesterday, me having a full-blown panic attack because of it, and just general... hello. Yeah, it was fun. it was fun yesterday. Chloe's okay. She does have a tiny, tiny cut. That tip of her ear was where it happened. But she's fine. She is fine. She's just a bit grumbly, as you can expect yesterday. Excuse me. No. But she's still her normal self, so I'm not concerned, but I'll be keeping an eye on that for the next however long it needs to be kept an eye on. But yeah, that was fun, you know, rubbing her head and like, oh, that was fun. That was absolutely fun. So if she turns up later, which she probably will do, knowing her, then you might see it's like literally just the tip of one of her ears. It looks a bit. She seems okay though. Me, more blown back. But you know what? I'm just going to crack on with the game because I think I am. Honestly, I reacted to it worse than she did. It was like literally she's come in, does that sort of like head shake thing she does, like when like she's got something like stuck in her ear, like a bit of fluff or, you know, a loose hair or something. But she gets up on my lap, does a normal thing, and I'm just like stroking her head. And it's like, wait. And as I brushed over her ear, she just sort of went like she does when she really doesn't like something. It's like, oh, you okay? Did you something? Oh, have you got yourself caught in black? And like, oh. Yeah. But she's alright. She was a bit clingy a little bit afterwards, but otherwise it's okay. Right, let's just crack on with the game today. So I think, I'm not sure, but I think I'm 1 or 2 more sessions away from completing this region. And that means once I've completed this region, I have completed the base game. Also as well, because I had a little bit of spare cash in my PayPal account, and that's one of those ones say, yep, basically like no pizzas next month. I pre-ordered the expansion, so you may see a couple of new mounts and pets turn up today. I'll see if I can show them to you rather than just sitting on this screen. Go back to ours. There you go. I think it's you to show the collections, right? So these are my basic horses. It's like I've got there's some horses, there's the felines, arthropods, canines. It comes under heavyweights, so I'm going to show that one last. Cervines, which is the elky spook antlers. Ursines, which is the bears. See, trinket, and also trinket. And then this bad boy. Let's see if I can get a nope. For the I keep on going too close. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. There's a screenshot for the day. Yeah, that's my new mount. An armor plated rideable lizard base. Yeah, because the new expansion is going to be sort of focused on Oblivion and dealing a little bit with I forget what it's called, the Argonians, like elsewhere and stuff like that. It's like that is one chunky boy. I mean, look at it. You see that coming to 1 into Orgia, that's going to be scary. Also, you get a couple of I think everything goes well. The rest of it will turn up when the game gets updated in, I think it's, I want to say the beginning of June, but it might be delayed. That's the provisional thing I'm working towards, the big, summertime. But I've also got some new pets as well. So I've got the little scampy ones like I normally have. I've got the little bugs, flying pets. This is like the hello Welsh mate, Douglas, welcome back. Just showing off the new things I've got. Where is it? That's my current pet at the moment. Yes, there is the snowball. There is. Just trying to think. Some of them. I think that's one of the pets. I think. Well, might be one of those ones. But there's others on the way. So I'm gonna have two. I think in the end I'll get like 2 mounts and like 3 or 4 pets from this pack. So it's like, bring it. Plus loads of other shiny stuff as well, which is going to be really nice. But yes, I've got my piggy. So Let's crack on. Otherwise I would end up just... Oh, am I going to the right place? No, looks like I am. Alright. Do I have to go around? Let's see. I might have to go around. Yeah, looks like I'm going to have to go around. Oh, that's a bugger. Because I went and did some... you may notice there's a couple of extra things on the screen as well. So I've installed some new mods. One of them is a new quest display thing. The other is on the bottom right of the screen. You can see there's 2 new icons. That's to show me how healthy, I suppose you could say, my armor and weapons charges. Plus there's 2 new ones installed. There's the achievement tracker, but as you can see that's quite a big list, so I bound that to a key. Plus also as well, when I'm playing the game off stream, I work on like the achievements and doing things like doing the fishing as well. And I've all bound those to keys, so I can just go on, off. And I don't have to worry about it being there. But the question is now, how the fudge do I get? How do I get back up there? I might have to go through... Okay, I might have to go this way. Yes, try and go... I think I've gone to the wrong... travel point. Which is annoying. That's the problem with I left the area and I came back. It's stupid, but you know, it happens. Also as well, I'll show you this. For part... Yeah, I've already got that one, but for part of the daily giveaway we get when you log in to play the game, on the 21st, you get a new house companion, which is looks like a maid. To read it out, it says there, Caldora left her adventuring life behind to fulfill her dream of overseeing and organising a commissar's mead collection. Mead. Although she possesses expertise in all forms of alcohol, which is nice. So basically she's... Oh no, she's like a cook or a brewer. That's going to be fantastic. Right. So let's see if this works. This is looking more promising. Yeah, oh yes, because yes, I remember now. This is where we made the deal with her scene and everything. Because technically, his logic, her scene owns this grove, and he said it belongs to me now. So it's like, yeah, technically, this is mine. That's mine. That's mine. Well, technically, it's her scenes. I'm just kind of like the manager. But you know what? The weirds can have it. That's fine. Yep. Oh, don't want to go in the green stuff. There we go. Right. Now back to go and get the next part. Now I'm going to get the guy shot, I think that's next. Oh, also, and I wish I'd recorded this. Yeah, trinkets all over the place. Multiple trinkets. It may be a bit... I wish I'd recorded it. I soloed my first world boss the other day as well. Oh, is it going to hurt? I told you, ledges, my #1 enemy. And unfortunately, because I'm a vampire, healing doesn't work so well on me. I have to get my health from others. Right. Before I go anywhere, oh god, look at that, 13% health. That's... Oh, I'm sorry, lion. I need your essence. I'm sorry. Right, so now go back to this. Now I'm gonna go back to the Sunken Road race train, which is not that one. No, not that one. Sunken Road race train. No, not that one. When we have so many things on the maps now. Oh, there's a map there. I've got to go and deal with that at some point. Hampstead Lake, Tiles Toothpick. Nevermore, Eastern Nevermore. It might go. Alright, fine. Ooh. I was going to say that. Yeah, it is looking like there's probably one, was like two, maybe three more, and then the base game finally, after all this time, has been done. Then I've got a decision I need to make. It's only a minor one, but I've had a look about the site Sijik, not the Khajiit, the Sijik monk questline. Now, technically, that is part of the I suppose you could call it the Somerset line, which is the next expansion after Morrowind. That inside is Morrowind is a pretty big expansion. It's almost the same size as 1.5 of the base campaign arc. It's a pretty big area. I don't really want to wait that long. Plus, there's no clear indicator of where in the Somerset storyline this has to be done. So, slight diversion. What I will do is, after I have completed the base arc, I'm going to take a little, as the timelines come back into alignment, I am going to go off and do the Sijik quest line, because that unlocks, where is it? Technically it's a guild. So you get those by, there's only about like 10 or 12 quests, if that, but they're worth doing. They take you all over the place. Done them for another character, they're quite fun, but I haven't completed them though. But the problem is, in order to get Accelerate, which is the ability I want, I need to have my Sijik order at 5, which means I have to do at least 5 of the quests. So to me, it makes sense that I can take a slight diversion. This character's been time traveling. It's been, technically there's like 3 different versions of him all wandering around at the moment, plus all the other things that's going on. So, and that's what these monks do. They're like temporal monks. If you look at all their abilities are, like time stop or, accelerate, things like that. So to me, it feels like it'll be good to take a slight diversion off of the path. Go and speak to the time police, and then go back to what the original path that I was meant to do. The only one I'm not doing, and I've looked into this, is I believe it's the Imperial City or Cranlon. It's one of those two. One of them is pretty much in a PvP area. That's something I'm not going to do until I get to the point where I'm basically a walking god. Because I want to be able to defend myself. And I know if I get beaten one too many times in the PvP area, I'm going to get upset, I'm going to get frustrated, it's going to annoy me, and I'm just going to be like, you know what, it's going to put me off playing the game. I don't want to do that. So that's probably one area I'm going to bypass. I mean, lucky enough, there isn't a huge amount. The area itself is pretty big. And there's a few, these things here. But honestly, it's one of the sort of ones I would probably do, like on a Sunday morning or something like that, when I know the server's quiet. I might run in, get the sky shards and all the collectible bits and pieces, and that's about it. But I'm not that fussed on this one. I'm honestly not that fast. The other one, I believe, is the Imperial City, which is part of it. Right, what is it called? As you can see, I'm now up to almost 3,000 on the crafting harvester. I've also done a little bit of crafting as well on this character, not a huge amount, because I have Bob, my my dedicated crafter. But as you can see, I've now leveled up to blacksmithing quite easy just by destroying stuff. One reason why I want to do want to level him up at least to the basic level is it will get me what are called the crafting rifts, and that is one of the few ways that you can get the crafting stations and certain decorations and things like that. I've also, on my to-do list, I need to find what's called the golden vendor, where they are, because that's where you can buy certain items on a rotating basis that you wouldn't normally be able to buy from normal merchants. You'd have to either go through like the dungeons and do it that way, but you've got no guarantee what it's going to be. So you could end up paying a really high amount, but you don't know when it's going to happen, or you can go into the dungeon and practically get it guaranteed. So it's another way of getting the items that you need, but you've got no guarantee when a particular one will appear on the vendor. It's semi-random by the looks of it. And also it's very expensive. Plus also I need to find out where this golden vendor is. So I think they only spawn at a certain time in a certain place. That's the other.
I don't think you appreciate how awful my situation is. You probably live like this every day.
Charming.
You. Don't I know you? It's so dark in here, and I'm simply too tired to think. Alas, the world might be denied my brilliance.
There's a door like literally 5 feet in front of you. But Khajiit must know, why are you just sitting here?
Isn't it amazing how we all ask ourselves such questions? Really, it's all Ozzy at Oinok's fault. He's my guide.
Really thirsty, is it?
Or he was. I have no way of knowing where he could be now. But I was here to tour the ruins. That is why you're here, isn't it?
What ruins? Your guide went missing in some ruins?
Giuliano's truth. Such ignorance is breathtaking. If you'll help me find out what has happened to Ozzy at Oinok, I will tell you all about the ruins. If he's dead, I would want to take back the wages I'd paid him, at the very least.
Oh, well, Valen will help you find your guide. Right. Oh, it's a bit tiny. Okay, so there's the map. So yeah, with the expansion stuff due out soon, well, in a few months, I am really looking forward to that. Mainly, I'm looking forward to the companion system, because apparently one of the ones they've announced is I've got to get the name right. I always get them wrong. It's Dunmer? Thief? Rogue? Is that some the so-called Dark Elves? I think it's the Dunmers, which is like a sort of thief, like assassin type, and you can like equip them and do other things like that. And if that's the case, that's going to be brilliant, because I'm going down the sort of sneaky, steely route as well. But if I can have her as my companion. But again, the actual details on what's going to be featuring for that system is still Dunmer is Dark Elves. I'm pretty sure that it was Dunmer that they mentioned. I may have misread it, so anything to do with the new expansion that I talk about is always with a pinch of salt, because I accept I may have misread it. They haven't fully announced things. They may change stuff. Like originally, there was going to be a feature where they would have multiplayer mounts, so you could have like one person or being the captain and somebody else hopping along as well, just for a laugh as a passenger. But there was a major bug that they couldn't figure out, and that for some reason the game code would think that the second person was flying because they were moving without moving, if that makes sense. So they've been trying to hunt down that bug, trying to figure out what's causing it, but they haven't been able to do it so far. So for the moment, that particular feature is on the back burner. But they have said that if they can figure out what was causing it, they will put it back in. But at the moment, don't expect it to be there. That's basically what they're saying. So again, that was originally something that happened, and then just went completely, not going to happen. Hopefully.
Can anyone hear me? Help me.
Nope. Hopefully the way they're going to do it will be like they did it in Star Wars: The Old Republic, where the companions, you can do stuck in a web.
Cut me down before the spiders return.
Alright. There you go. And yeah, if they do it like that, Star Wars: The Old Republic, that will be a really good way of doing it.
Poisoned by spiders. Be careful. They are attracted to movement.
Please tell Valen you were attacked by spiders.
As we entered this passage, I stopped for a moment, and Herminia's sophist continued on. Before I could turn around, a very large spider bit my leg, and I fell, unable to defend myself.
Didn't Hermias Sophis come back to find you?
There is a reason he hired a guide. I've heard him call for me, but it seemed he walked in circles and came no closer.
You think you can walk, yes?
I am tired, and my muscles ache, but I am otherwise in good health. Had you not come along, however, the tale would certainly be different.
This sounds like Tim Ross. Tuvok. And I'm going to play that again, because it really did sound like him just then.
There is a reason he hired a guide. I've heard him call for me, but it seemed he walked in circles and came no closer.
Again, if that's not him, that's because I know he's done voices in this game, but if it's not him, it's someone doing a very good impression. You will continue to work with him, yes?
Yes, for my duty is to protect innocents from predation.
Yeah, it's him. Tim.
Spider's poison,
It's him.
but research and
I would put money on it.
would be healed. I see her. Herminia's Sophis. What happened to you? You are in a terrible state.
Are you aware of the danger I was in?
But where is your pack? And where is Lutibrius?
Latibrius! Latibrius? I've been wasting away like a common beggar, and you ask after the monkey? I shall write about how awful you are as a guide.
I must ensure he does not lose his way again.
That I'm convinced. I am convinced that was him.
Aze et Oh, you're still here. I don't suppose you'd be willing to help me on another grand adventure, would you?
What are you talking about?
I've been unable to research this site properly before moving on, but my travel arrangements are already made. Do you understand what that means?
What does this have to do with Valen?
My editor gave me a list of other scholars who have gone missing here, presumably to frighten me. Arminias and Deshri are their names. I want you to search for their camps and see if they had research I can cite.
You mean plagiarize? This one will see what he can find.
Arminias may have been a xenophobic, dour old elf, but he's at least thorough in his arguments. As for Morgal Deshri, he might help to inject some romance into the piece, since the woman was so obviously taken with King Jolie.
You're going to take their research and say that it's yours, aren't you?
Of course not. I intend to recompile their research into my own words and add whatever conclusions suit my opinion. Don't you know anything about the way academic writing is penned?
Oh, I know. I know very much. Which is why I said it. Oh, sorry, Chile. No, anything there? Barrels? Nope, just some wheat. Yes, the only thing I'm not really looking forward to, the actor who plays Dumbledore does some voice in the game. Yes, he does. He did the voice of a character called I know who you're talking about, Michael Gambon. I'm gonna have to look on the map because I know it sounds stupid, but there is something on the map. It'll remind me. Where is it? Where has he gone? Yes, he's one of the main characters that you encounter, and we've already dealt with his arc. Unfortunately, that character is now, well, for various reasons, we won't be interacting with him again. But he's like the prophet or something, like. But yes, he's definitely in this game, and his character is quite important. That his character's very important. He's like the blind prophet or something. Look, this is going to be fun. Me and Ledges. Right, let's see if I can do this without going splat. Okay, that. Right. What I need to do is actually. There you go. Hello, me chicken. Okay. Where am I going? I'll go back out this way. Okay. Right, let's deal with these wisps. That's good to get some of my health back at least. As I was saying, one of the things I'm not looking forward to when the new expansion comes out is they're going to be resetting the championship points, which isn't a major problem. It's just more going to be a pain in the butt. So it's like, ugh, I have to go through everything, figure everything out again, plan everything, what I'm going to be doing with that, put them into new points. But they're also apparently increasing the cap, which means in the short term, yeah, it'll be a pain, but in the long term will be a good benefit. Get rid of you, spider. Sean Bling was in Oblivion. Yes, he was. There was Sir Patrick Stewart was in within one of them. I can't remember which. I want to say Oblivion as well. Sir Patrick Stewart played the Emperor, who comes into your cell. It's just like, right, the way we escape from this place is, that's the one, yes, Emperor Uriero Septum. But you're sitting in, you just happen to be in the one cell that has the emergency escape route. He comes in and it's like, wait, you're the person I saw in my vision. I'm sorry, what? And then stuff goes down. There's, oh god, what is it with this area? No, screw this, I'm not jumping down there again. Every time I do, I almost die. Ain't happening. I'm taking the long route round. Too many jumping down ledges in this area. See? Invisibility cloak for the win. Yeah, F you spiders, F you. There we go.
I can't believe this could possibly be taking you so long. How hard could it be?
Oh, you rude Verlaine found the text that you wanted.
You found the notes. Oh, superb. I'm sure I can cobble these together and keep the high points on the voyage. Might even make the two of them my co-authors.
Oh, the other thing that what I'm probably going to do as well.
A pittance for your trouble.
Laura Bailey. Yes, she plays Serena. The funny thing is, I actually watched a video the other day that had all the major voices on it, and it's just like, yep, she plays. Let's just say this: I am fully aware of who Laura Bailey is. I watch Critical Role quite a lot, and she is one of my favourite voice actresses because, well, let's just say there's a reason why I call my bear in this game Trinket, and it's because of her. Yes, she was a great companion in that one, the Dawnguard one. That whole quest line was great. It really was.
Now all I have to do is locate that wildlife specimen Azay calls our pet. If only I'd had that monkey Latibrius stuffed when we first found him. We'd know precisely where he is. No, we'll always go back to the Alakir.
Pretty much all, if not most, the cast of Critical Role are in this at some point. Now, this is one for the more older people who watch this, but Linda Carter is also in this as well. And if you don't know who Linda Carter is, she was the original person who played Wonder Woman in the films and TV. And I believe she voices Lyris, who is the half-Titan warrior, the real sort of Brienne of Tarth type character that's in this.
Aminias may have been a xenophobic, dour old elf.
Oops.
At least.
Yeah, we've spoken to him on that one. And there's... I don't think they do. I know Sir Patrick plays the Emperor in his, and I believe Sean... Let's check now, because this is going to puzzle me as I figure this out. Olympian IMDb. There we go. Oh no, that's the film, not the game. There we go. There we go. Oblivion. Elder Scrolls If. Ah, no. Sean Bean plays Emperor Martin Septim, and Sir Patrick Stewart plays Emperor Uriel Septim, which I believe is his father. Plus, yeah, Linda Carter, Terence Stamp, Jonathan Brees. Oh, there's so many. Yeah, they both play Septim, but it's like yeah, they both play. I believe that either he's the child, or because it's been such a long time since I played Oblivion. I think he's like the one who takes over, or something like that. They both play Emperor Septim, but they both play different versions of them. And granted, Sir Patrick was only in it for like a couple of scenes, or a scene, if that. And then look how many they had. Like Skyrim and everything else. There's so many. Like Claudia Christian, she was in Skyrim as well. She plays like one of the generals, I believe. And get Bangarai Pass, right. Back out into the sunlight, which is weird as I'm a vampire. Bangarai Pass, so where's that? That is... No. Bangarai Pass. Evermore Way Shrine. East Evermore. Bangarai Pass. Bangarai Pass, right, so zoom in so I click on the right one. Right, next. Go to the garrison. Oh, you know what? I would have that. Let's order Calcum. Yes. 2972 out of 10,000 to go. See? All bears are called Trinket. What the hell was that? That's a chucking spider. Very rude of you. And be gone. Right, what's this? Some guy's attacking me. No? No? Okay, we're good. It's a garrison. No problems. I can't use any of the major merchants because Stage 4 vampirism scares the crap out of people for some reason. Can't think why. But yeah, what I'm probably going to do when the Gates of Oblivion thing comes out, I'm going to temporarily switch to another character. I'm going to... good evening. And I'm going to create a new character just for that tutorial expansion to do the start of it, to show how it all begins, things like that, because otherwise I'm not really going to see the tutorial on this character. So it makes sense to sort of do that, start off the thing, and then it would probably only be for like 1, maybe 2 sessions, if that, sort of show off the new area, that kind of thing. Which means I may have to delete one of my old characters, unfortunately. But I will probably do a, create a character based on what chat says on the day, that kind of thing. Leave it up to what's the word? Leave it up to you lot to just decide. I could be an Argonian, I could be a I could be another Khajiit, I could be a Nord, whatever. I don't care. For that starting bit, I will leave everything up to you, everyone else. I may have another character slot as well. Oh wait, that's just sort of like a heads up. So there might be new options as well, you know, like new character options and new start things like that. But let's speak to the Queen.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't think we could retake the garrison. I expected to die here. I was even looking forward to it. But my heart is filled with happiness right now. Not for myself, but for the people of Evermore.
So the Imperials defeated then, yes?
Well, of course the war is far from over, but we've won a crucial battle. Definitely gave the Imperials a black eye.
Yay.
And Evermore is safe. I should return there, but I have a feeling Emmerich will want to press on to liberate southern Bankarai.
You think that is wise, yes?
Whether it's wise or not isn't for me to say. All I can say is that if Emmerich wants to push on,
that's a
I
good
hope you will
shield.
go with him. It's clear that...
Oh, pressed the wrong button. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry. That's very rude of me.
We gave the Imperials a healthy kick in the buttocks, didn't we? I bet they don't stop running until they're behind the walls of Harlin's Stand. We will have to go after them.
Yeah, achievement. Why do we have to go after them?
For one thing, I still haven't seen Septima. I just
Oh,
haven't
yes, her.
how the years have treated the old girl. There's also the matter of liberating southern Bankarai. It's Covenant territory, you know.
So, well, this is what the last few quests are going to be. How do you propose we liberate southern Bankarai?
One grain of sand at a time, my friend. It's true we don't have the troops to go traipsing off into the desert, but one person can scout Harlin's Stand and see if Septima's there. If only I had a loyal and capable friend here.
Oh, that is such a... That's like passive as heck. Alright, Felin can go to Harlin's Stand then.
Of course, you can go to Harlin's Stand. Fabulous idea. Yes, my friend. The key to
see
driving
what he's doing.
Imperials out of southern Bankarai will be finding and eliminating the Magus General. If you'll track Septima down, we'll be halfway done.
Excellent. Right. Oh, broken statue. So whenever I see things like this, like with ruins with big statues and stuff like that, I always wonder what they're like in their prime when everything was just like brand spanking new and all that. Right. Let's see what I'm doing. Oh, great! There's a... Get away. So it's a Khajiit riding a Khajiit. No? Okay, good.
They're everywhere. I don't know where.
Oh, the little shitbags. Alright, fine. You want to do that?
Doomed.
Terribly sorry, that was rude of them.
They're everywhere. I don't know where they came from. I didn't see them until I grabbed a bucket to douse the flames, and then it attacked me. A Daedra. My fortunes have never looked less pleasing.
Well, Khajiit would like to know what the flip is going on.
Look down the road. My house is on fire, and Daedra roam free.
Bugger.
I don't know where my family is. They may be trapped by the fires or killed by those savage beasts.
Where is your well? Khajiit will deal with the fires.
Take this bucket. The well's between the houses, but beware those foul creatures. I tripped running away from them and injured my own arm. 3 houses are ablaze. Please, put out the fires before everything burns to the ground.
Well, I think... Oh, fire. Oh dear. Well, Khajiit is kind of in now, so he will take care of it.
Look for my fiancée, Milta. I've been away on business and came home to this. I do not know if she lives or fell prey to one of those things.
See, the reason why is that this one takes more damage from fire now, which is not good. Right, so we'll go to the well. Oh god. Yeah, I have since I took up the mantle of vampirism for this character, off stream I have died a few times because of fire. So it's like, yeah, this is going to make things a little bit more difficult. Oh, and for a giggle, I went back to elsewhere to do one of my quests, and yeah, the dragon's fire. That was one of the deaths that occurred. Like, I'll be able to, you know, it doesn't matter if I get caught by the edge of it. I appear to be a pile of ash. That's most unpleasant. So yes, dragons are now a little bit more dangerous for me. Good thing is though, if I can keep out of their range, I can tank a little bit more. However, if I get caught, I am in trouble. More so. Oh, I think that's that person's... Is that... Oh, God, blimey, that didn't look good. Oh, you're seen to be up here, aren't you? Okay. Do those little rankins first, the little 9 little gits. There we go. What else is there? Nope. Nothing that important until the expansion comes out, so just see as much as I can do. Okay, where's the next fire I want you to put out? So if I just run, they won't see me. There's only a few Daedra that can. I don't think that these are them. Let's put that fire out. Stand for distance, obviously. I'll do that the way around, never mind. I'll steal this Daedra off first, just like a Daedra and a croc by the looks of it. That's, yeah, and the fact it breathes fire, yeah, that's very helpful. Right, okay, we've got one more house to go. Yeah, I can't cloak once I've been spotted, makes sense. Okay, if I do this, there we go. Very handy ability, this. Okay, it's 2 of the buggers. Right. No, screw it. And yes, taking down a world boss as a vampire scion is very satisfying. That's still you as well. I realise now that picking the bats to do extra damage around me in a circle when I'm the scion was the correct choice. Okay. Oh, apparently there's one more fire upstairs. Right. It's almost like those little banekins are attracted to the fire. I keep seeing around it like they're going, oh, fuck.
Out here! It's me, Shallan! Help! I'm surrounded!
Alright, I'm gonna go and rescue you then. As soon as I can. There we go. Oh, God bloody hell, he's a big one, isn't he? There's something about one of my things as well. I'll need that in a moment. There we go, smooth that down a little bit. There we go. It was annoying me, it was like just clipping off the edge of the... There, that's better. Yeah, well, I think you can find... Oh, I need those. They're very good for fishing.
Please help me. I saw you douse the fires. You have to stop the Daedra.
Oh, speaking of fishing, one of the things I did when I was off stream, like trying to do the achievements, was get a stack of fish, scraping away all the fishy stuff that you do, processing them into fillets. I found what's called a perfect roe, which is worth about 17,000 gold. Yeah, that's pretty decent. So after taxes and fees, I made about 16,000. Pretty damn happy. And all that just got doing some fishing. This one would like to know, where are the Daedra coming from? And if you say Oblivion, I'm going to slap you.
He showed up after the Imperials marched through. Vysetus. He's summoning more and more Daedra. He gathered those who survived the first Daedric attacks, but I don't know what he may do to them.
Where did you take them?
He took the others up the hill.
I see you in the distance, pal.
Outcropping.
I see you.
Please, save them. I'll try to make it on my own. There's no reason to stay here any longer.
Alright. You go and do what you can do. Oh. There's a scooter past. So yeah, they're definitely sort of working on like the achievements and things like that off stream. Helps to satisfy that ESO itch that I have. Hello. Oh, great. Surprise. Oh, he's up. Oh, you cheeky sod.
Bless you, bless you.
Who said that? I heard someone saying bless you. Who was that? That's weird. Oh, go this. Give. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Derp. Okay. Oh no, maybe I'm going the right way. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, that way. Fair enough. There we go. That's a little confusing. Come on.
My joy, my heart. Milta lives.
Oh, you little shit. That's twice you've done that now. Every time I talk to you, I get attacked. You're unlucky.
My joy, my heart. Milta lives. Though who knows when I will be able to provide her and her father safe shelter. At least they both live.
What do we do now?
Milta and I will marry. We'll rebuild our homes here once the Daedra leave. And of course, Shallan will live with us. None of this would be possible without your help.
Yes, I hear that a lot. Right. Go to the next way shrine. Oh, hello, sat on the side. Someone's doing some gardening outside or something. There's that old tower race shrine. Hello, Jean-Jacques.
Hold it. You're not working for the Imperials, are you?
No, because it is not.
You have an air of honesty about you. I'll have to trust you.
Well, that's silly.
These folks are leaving Bankerai, and I need your help. Imperials attacked and stole some of their valuables. They're understandably jittery.
What kind of valuables?
I have a list. Nothing big or heavy.
Excuse me.
These are refugees, and the Imperials took things of personal value, heirlooms and such.
Ah, so basically they were
Your
being
old tower.
dicks.
These poor unfortunates asked me to find someone who can get their items back. Can you?
Yeah, give me a chance to smack them around, so sure, why not? This one will recover the things.
Thank you. I've asked a lot of you, but it means so much to these refugees.
I do what I can when I can. I'm not going to steal from you though, but I do want that water. That I will have, thank you. Oh, hello, what's this over here? Nope, nothing there. Shuts, but. Kalaska. Excuse me. Oh, so the Dwemer ruins. I still don't want to know 100% what happened with Dwemer. Although there's a few theories and things like that, it's honestly I don't want to know. Oh, and there was a Skyrim mod that kind of addressed it, but obviously it's a mod, so it wasn't official. But at the same time, I kind of don't really want to know. Oh, I've always got to keep an eye out for Dwemer parts, so if I see something sparkling on the ground, I'm going to have to get it. What for? Or will be answered once I get to the Clockwork City. I did have to do a slight diversion to get there before, because I was running out of space in my inventory because of it. But now my inventory is now back to being cleared. I don't have to worry so much, but it's... Let's just say that the Clockwork City is a really, really well designed area. It's not big, but it's, from a visual point of view, it is very impressive. I say, yes, it's not huge. I mean, it's sort of DLC sized, but it's nice. It's like, I don't know, see if I can show it on the map. Yeah. Clockwork City. It's basically, that's it, but there's a lot you can do in it. There's like dungeons, bits and pieces in there, loads of quests, things to collect, things to find. This random treasure chest over here. Plus also, it's one of those locations, like I say, once I get my next lot of crowns for my subscription, I will be putting those towards getting the Clockwork home, because that place is just damn impressive. It's got that Doc Strange vibe. It really is. I'm going to see if I can save for the... it'll take me a while. It could take me a few months. I'm okay with that. I think it will be better for me to go for the one that's got all the furniture as well. And with the different houses in the game I've got now, I think I'm going to have each one based around a certain appropriate theme. Like one will be like the main house, which is the Grand Villa. There'll be others for like the Dwarven place. There'll be one that's got all the Khajiit thing. Each one will be themed around an appropriate thing. Oops. Right, so let's go back this way, I think. After getting that, thank you. Don't want to go too fast. That's great, yes I do. There we go. Are the Dwemer thingies able to detect me? No. They can't detect me when I'm cloaked. Brilliant. That's very good to know. There's a treasure chest there. I'll have that. Thank you. Nope. Right. Stay where? Right, I'm just checking to see if there's any of the statue parts in here. I've got there's a list of where they are, but I'm for the first pass through, I'm trying to do it legitimately. I'm trying not to not so much cheat, but I want to see if I can spot these things themselves. And then once I get to that part of the quest, naturally, then I'll go back and find all the rest of them via the list. There we go. Okay. So nothing in there, nothing over there. I've checked over there. Oh, appears to be a heavy sack of decorative wax. Okay, let's see if our big boy over there can detect me. No, he can't. Oh, that's good. Seriously, this ability alone, I think, is worth the stage 4. And I've said multiple times, but you know what? I don't care. Okay. Right, now we're going to go over there. I've got to... Again, I'm going to give this little chamber a once-over. Just to see if there is anything particularly extra shiny. Or more shiny than everything else that's in here. Just in case, you never know. It doesn't look like it. If I missed anything, I missed it. Alright. Hello. Ah, Centurion. Oh, little bugger. Whilst I'm here, let's check these bookcases. Oh, God, there's one of those things, right? Right. That, I think, is everything. What's that on there? That is the... Oh! Of course, it's on the bloody map, isn't it? I've just realised that's what those little circles mean. The little cogs. See, look. There it is. Construct. Oh, that's going to make things so much easier. I forgot I turned that option on for the tracking. There you go. I know that. Thank you. And same for you. That really is going to make things so much easier now. Don't mind get stuck behind a bloody pillar like that. I'll read all that. Yeah, what's over here? Anything interesting? Nope, we will. Okay, again, squeeze past. And then follow this path. Go past him. And then deal with this bugger. Then we get the treasure chest afterwards. That's it, I'm over here. Ha ha. And that's the soul gem. That's the bits and pieces I think I need just from here. Okay, let's double check these. One bookshelf, another bookshelf, and another. So let's go to the old Tower Ray Shrine. But before I do, is I wonder. Oh no, that's above. Yes, I forgot. Yeah, the big ones like that are above. That's the one I've already done. Yep. So old tower wasteland, where's that? That is reasonably close to here. There we go. Ooh. Also really looking forward to Farscape tomorrow. Things have definitely cranked up a notch for that as a show. In a way, I would like it as a show to come back, but honestly, I think if they did it, an animation I think would work. Like a proper animation I think would work really well for Farscape. But it just never hit the mainstream. It was always a bit of a niche, you know. Which is a shame because it's a damn good show. Hell, if I had the money, though, it's one of those sort of things. If ever I won like a ridiculous amount of money on the lottery, that would be the sort of thing I would like put some. And if there was a Kickstarter, it'd be like, look, there's animation. Just maybe, you know, it doesn't have to be, you know, full season. It could just be based off like the comics or something like that. Because there are comics as well, which are something I want to read at some point. But I think they're set. Some of them are set after Peacekeeper Wars, so I didn't want to read them and then have things spoiled. Hello. There's this logbox, yes. Right. So where's the rest of these valuables? You know what? Screw it. Yeah. Vampire time. It's so satisfying. That really is. Even though it does make me now a bit more cumbersome to get into a tent. I have to wait until it finishes off. Where's this? There we go. Can't cancel it early, which is... Okay, I need to do that, Dolman. Slight diversion. I need to do this one. Body achievement. Oh, he's a big boy. There you go. There we go. So that one. I'll show you what achievements I've got left to do in this zone after this. I'm going to do it right now because it will probably take a big chunk of the screen. That's one pillar done. You've got that one? Good, good, good. Let's add some lightning, shall we? That didn't do too well. There's a lot of people here, which is good because it means the drops should be better.
Those bonds are weak. There is pain and shame and darkness.
I'm not going to bother turning into a vampire, so just demolished him. Oh great, he's using fire. I didn't. No, fire bad, fire bad.
I will ensure no tales are told of your valor.
Fire very bad. What did I get? I got just the usual stuff. Okay. I'm more fussed about the achievements than anything else. Right. You know what? Let's top up the old. Whoever's trying to heal me, thank you, but it won't work. But thank you for the help, whoever that person was. Which is a side effect of the ring I've got. It allows me to regenerate with every hit, but I can't be healed by anybody else. But you know what? They don't know that, so I'm not gonna piss on their attempt at healing. They didn't have to do that. It's always appreciated. Okay, so the next item I need is around here somewhere by the looks of it. It's a scroll. Okay, so it should be around here. Oh yeah. Oh, right, it's a small one. Right, so next is the dagger, which is where it's... Dagger's in the ground there. They're messing around with it. I don't want to know what they were doing. So, really, you just saw me demolish half your camp and you think it's a good idea. Come along and try and... No, fine. Fine. No. You deserve that. And because I'm feeling... I need a top up. Shit, didn't work. Yeah, got what's it, 3.5 hours or so? Got 2 hours. Don't like when it gets down to the last few minutes of stage 4 because it's like, yeah, that's going to run out in the middle of a dungeon. Which I don't want. Ooh, treasure chest. Intermediate, I shall have that. Shit. Come on. There we go. 2 blues. Can't complain. Next is Captain Wardrush, who is this person here. Captain?
You there?
Oh, is it Orky?
Do you scout for the Imperial invaders? Is that why you passed this way?
Why does everybody keep thinking I'm an Imperial? Why do you ask?
Captain Helenus and her Imperial troops stole the old tower right from under us. We returned from our patrol to find the position taken by Imperial runs. They must have known we were weak. They must have been warned.
Who would be so treacherous?
Doesn't matter now, does it? The Imperials got in, and the border post is lost. I have a dying request. Bring me the helm of Captain Helenus, so I can rally others to our banner. We can salvage some honor, at least.
Oh, so no, just turns up and goes, you there, Khajiit person, we need your help. Very well, this one will retrieve this trophy in honor of your sacrifice, brave orc.
In trying to retake Old Tower, I have won only my death. But there is still honor. I can think of nothing but taking Captain Helenus' helm. It will rally Covenant troops to this camp, and we will reclaim the tower once more.
Do not die while Khajiit is gone.
If I die while you are gone, that is Moloch's will. As long as my death has honor, I have no sorrow in its coming. My sister wives, Shagrum Gradumba and Shamus Gradumba, will do what they must, when they must.
I definitely get Klingon vibes from the orcs in the Elder Scrolls series. Which is not a bad thing, because Klingons are pretty awesome. Even though the Klingons are basically space Vikings.
Pardon my manners, I can't rise to bow. I'm afraid I'm not as spry as I was. Won't be for a while.
What happened to you?
I tried to infiltrate the Imperial camp. Falsify their orders. Wanted to send them far from here. It was a great plan, but flawed, for I am not the man I once was. Idle days have stolen my strength. I fled into the rocks after I was wounded.
Infiltrating camps? Falsifying orders? Who are you?
They once called me the Sly Scarab. but my given name is Mazrahil. Other questions must wait. Those orders are of paramount importance. If you get them, I can hobble unnoticed to the ruins below the gate and await you there. Will you help me?
I think this is another character voiced by Tim Ross, Tuvok again. I might be wrong, but it's got that. I would put money on it, and if I lost it, I'd be more than happy. But I'm pretty sure this is the same guy. So, hang on, then we'll look for the Imperial orders.
Imperials and beetles both have surly dispositions and sharp implements, but you must persevere. The future of Bangarai may rest on your shoulders. Once I catch my breath, I'll meet you at the ruins below the Craglorn Gate.
Listen, there's so many voice actors in this that sometimes it's either is the person you think it is, or it's someone doing a good impression. Like the amount of times we've heard a character and you go, has that been like Matt Mercer? Or has that been Laura Bailey? Or has that been, somebody else or something like that? You get out of here, bloody beetle. Ooh, that was a very unpleasant. Right, there's Imperial infantry there. Let's see if this works. See, technically I'm now hidden. Even though they can see me climbing up the steps, which is... And I can't climb up that way. Can't climb up that way. Okay, there is one way I can do this. There we go. Sneaky past. Hit. And then creep back down. Get behind them. Get myself into position. And... there we go. Okay, that was good. Wasn't what I was trying to do, but I'll take it. I'll take that as a win. I was trying to get behind them so I could feed, but you know what? Blade of Woe, just as good.
Fast and effective. Onsi has blessed me with a capable ally in my time of need. Now let's take a look at what you found, and we'll learn if fortune continues to favor us today.
Please indulge this one. What do the documents say?
The 7th Legion soldiers here have been ordered to find and loot the dwarven city of Volenfell for an ancient device their chancellor seeks. I've forged new orders that will send them back to Cyrodiil instead, but they lack an official seal.
Yep, to stop people from doing exactly what we're doing. So, how can we get one?
I hope you mean, how can you get one?
Well, I should have seen that coming.
If you can find an Imperial officer's signet, that will serve the purpose. They're carried by Legion officers, of which there are 2. Lieutenant Corvinus and Lieutenant Voteprix at this camp.
Right. What does he do after that?
Here are the phony orders. Just place them into the dispatch chest in the command tent by the tower, with the Imperial officer's signet folded inside them. If you can make this work, we'll send those legionnaires back to where they came from.
There you go, because he will plant the false orders. Right. Again, let's see if I can... Yep. So, where are you hidden? You're going to be up there. Okay. Again. Go behind. Shit, they spotted me. Not much longer, because they're dead. Oh. Surprise! I think you see it from her point of view. You just see this rather pale-skinned, wide-eyed Khajiit come running up to him and think, oh, I can handle him. And then suddenly he turns into basically Satan. That's got to be an unpleasant moment to see that happen. Nice. I know that. Okay. There we go. Right, so next it's script. Why do they let these giant assassin beetles roam the camp? I have no idea. Oops, nope. Shut up, don't want to do that. What I wanted to do is this. Here we go. Okay, that was obviously so graphic, they had to show it off screen. Okay. No, you can't be seeing that. That's you'll have to not see that one. You, however. There we go. Whoop. There we go. Obviously, because they were moving, that's like, will you stay still and let me feed? See, because of that, they kept moving just out of the range of the ability. Oh, nope. I know what I'm like with ledges. Me and ledges do not get on. Drop. And drop. Yeah, it says drop down carefully here. Well, yeah, I do that and I still almost die.
Glad one of us is still nimble. I couldn't get any further up the slope than this. In the confusion of your violent entry and exit, they won't notice their papers were disturbed. Sometimes rowdy is better than sly.
Yeah, well, I would imagine that a Khajiit turning into a giant vampire-like creature and feeding upon them would prove quite a distraction. You seem quite sure of that.
Of course. And because of your actions here, they will never find the magic weapon Chancellor Thorn wants. That's good news for the Covenant, and possibly for all of Tamariel. Why, we're heroes! Go. Don't worry about me. My faith's been justified this day more times than I care to count. I'll be better presently, but this is the last adventure for the Sly Scarab.
Look, you never did tell this one why you were called the Sly Scarab.
You're right. I didn't.
Fair. I'm going to have to push this one now. But please forgive Khajiit for asking, but care to elaborate?
You've heard of the Black Drake, yes?
Remind this one.
Funny. It's been decades, but now facing these Imperials, it feels like days. Long ago, the Reachmen were called to war by a mighty chieftain known as Durkarach, the Black Drake, a feral man-mountain.
Go on.
Well, his exploits and demise are well documented. Less well known is the aftermath. The Black Drake and his horde tore Holland's stand to pieces. All goods of value were stolen or destroyed. All semblance of civic order was broken.
What did you do?
Not enough, but I did what I could. I exposed criminal plots, abducted corrupt bureaucrats, broke political prisoners out of dungeons. Some town crier started calling me the Sly Scarab. I'm still not exactly sure why.
Alright, so you plan to retire?
Well, it had to come someday. Being the Scarab has never been a choice. I did what I had to do. But this is my last exploit. I think it's time for a good long walkabout in the deep desert.
That sounds pretty final. It sounds like a sort of a metaphor, going for a walk in the deep desert. It's like, yeah, he's going outside and he may be sometime. What was that treasure chest I saw up there? Soon find out. Yeah, it was. That's a simple one. Yes, they all lined up. It's the simple things that please me, and having all those lock positions line up is one of them.
Captain Wardouche could not wait for you to return. My sister gave him an end befitting a warrior. Keep the helmet of his foe. We do not need reminders of this folly.
Please forgive Villain, but you killed him?
Yes. Once his suffering was greater than his need to see his revenge made manifest. Keep the trophy.
I understand. You don't want him to suffer.
That waving a stolen hat would somehow restore the old tower to us was nothing but a dying orc's folly.
Okay. He kind of went out on his own terms, mostly. Right, back to the old tower or race shrine. Okay, where is that? That's Halcyon. I don't know where these are by now. There you go, right there. As you can see, the quest tracker on the right there, it automatically adjusts as things happen. But one good feature as well, I like this, why I switched over to this one, is if I'm not too sure what I want to do and I'm on a quest that isn't part of the guide, I can hover over it and it will tell me basically what I need to do without having to go into the journal and trying to find it on there. So you can see the one I'm currently the region I'm in is the one at the top. The number shows how many quests I've got under that particular heading, and the yellow ones are the quests I'm working on. So you've got that one, working on that quest, working on that quest. So for this one, I have to take the soul gem, excuse me, to the ruins. Oop. Okay, that was... Okay.
Back already, eh? I'm sure my charges are happy to know you tried, even if you couldn't get their things back. We'll be able to head out now.
And so fast. Valen found everything on the list.
You did? I mean, good. Well now, hopefully we can pack up and move out before another Imperial patrol finds us. Yes, thank you for your help. Thanks.
You're welcome. Right. Back up to Racetrain. Yeah, I've got 5 more quests left in this region. If I don't finish this today, I'm going to be finishing it on Thursday. African again. Nilata Ruins. Oh, that was a good guess. That was a good guess. First try. So yeah, once this is done, I'll then be... You can see what says Somerset. Oh, out. Sorry, not Somerset. Guild, if I show you. I'm going to expand it temporarily so you can see it. So you can see that. Some of the quests there. One of those, I believe, is for the Sijika quest line. And that one. Hello again.
My wife, tall Papa, help me. What have I done? Please, you must help.
Oh, what is wrong?
It is my wife, my beautiful Adina. Something dark claimed her, Wayfarer. It's using her like a puppet.
Oh dear.
By Tawaka's breath, I think it might be Daedra. It's been luring people into the ruins. My wife is down there. Please help me.
This one we'll go look for. Don't worry. You wait here. I was...
Oh, stranger, you are kind beyond measure. I called upon Adina's twin sister Izara 2 days ago. She's a powerful mage, you see.
That's me.
I thought she'd deal with the monster and be back by sundown, but she still has not returned.
Well, because we could try and find her. Technically, I'm a sorcerer, not a mage. Which is a subtle difference. May sound the same, but it's also is more sort of combat orientated. A mage is more. Well, mage is not. Although I do have some mage-like abilities. Like I can't open the portals like some of the mages do and things like that. But I can teleport to the race shrines. What kind of...
I have to... Oh, please. I need your help.
Everybody's needing my help today. What happened here?
We were patrolling the ruins. Rumor was that Redguard insurgents were camped out here storing food and supplies.
It didn't take long for the spiders to find us. Soldiers started disappearing, one at a time. I beg you, help me find them.
And if anyone helps you?
We've no time to request help from our troops in Hollandstand, and the soldiers will die unless someone saves them. The spiders trussed their victims up and dragged them deeper into the ruins. We'll pay you for your help.
That is not a fate I would wish on anyone. Palermo will do it.
Thank you. Take this ice rune. Captain Jamel gave it to me to freeze the webs trapping the others. It should make them brittle enough for our soldiers to break free.
Understood. You'll rest. Right. Oh, great. There's one there, Zoom. That's some weird novelty statue. And be gone.
Free at last.
And yes, I realise I'm helping Imperials, but you know what? It's not a fate I'd wish on anyone being turned into this. Okay, next one is... We'd have their position in there, but... Alright, deal with these buggers as well. Quite impressive, you know, that they've been trussed up all that while and they can run well. Hi, you want some? And... Oh, you die. Yeah. There you live. I'll give you permission. Right, will you... supposed to be someone around here somewhere. Did I miss one? I think I did. Okay. Look for a little white arrow popping up. Apparently there should be one around here, but they're not, so... Oh, there, I've just spotted them. By that rock. Yeah, sometimes they're not always in 100% the same places.
I thought I'd never escape.
Alright, it's got one more to go. The next one is apparently right by that tree. I see them. Let's... Oh, oh shh. Seriously. Oh, God. Oh God, get a newspaper the size of a small planet and smack you on the head. Let's try and get... Alright.
Free at last.
Okay. Oh, that was... Yep, I thought I saw one up there. Ruby Ashton, okay. All goes towards the collection.
Damn these spiders.
Yeah, there's rather a lot of them. Najan Saint-Valin, you are alright, yes?
Najan. He finds yet another person to do a husband's work for him. Pathetic.
Okay. Awkward.
The door to the ruins has been sealed by an Aliad spell key. You must destroy the focus stones protecting it so we can get inside.
You will be safe here, yes?
I thank you for your concern, but I am well versed in restorative magics. I will recover quickly. Mephalah's web grows tighter by the minute. Meet me at the spell key in the center of the ruins once you've destroyed the 4 focus stones.
Alright.
Good luck.
Nice and easy. I've done similar sort of things before. I suspect this won't be a problem either. Although all these extra spiders will make things annoying rather than impossible. Ooh, instead. Right, destroy you. Okay, oh, edge. I see the next one, it's just down there. Over the other side of that wall. So, shit. To be fair, you know, if I had to go into this valley, like, and I wasn't a mage or sorcerer, I'd be like, you know what, I don't think I will. I would have spiders that are the size of a very small dog. Well, of a very large dog. And click. But yes, I am mentally 12. Nope. That was very brave of them. Yeah, when I do create a temporary character for the launch of the Oblivions thing, the only one I will specify that it can't be will be a Khajiit, and they won't be a sorcerer. I'd want just to try out a new character type for this expansion. It might be a ranger, it might be a necromancer will be amusing. But it'd be anything apart from a Khajiit and a sorcerer, because obviously that's my main. I don't want to have another main. That's basically another character that's exactly the same as this one. It's only going to be a temporary one.
How could I be such a
Like an
fool?
alt for storage and things like that.
What was I thinking? I should have known a pretty little Breton lady wasn't interested in me. It was just that we had so much in common. She was quiet, she wanted to be a mage. It was all a lie. Now I'll be kicked out of the guild.
What happened?
Lady Edwige, most beautiful woman I ever saw. I met her last night near the Mages Guild in Holland Stand. We talked, shared a jug of Zet's tears. I thought she liked me. She asked to borrow a book from the guild, and like a fool, I got it for her.
Oh dear. Thinking with the wrong part of your brain. What book did she want?
Vindication for the Dragon Break. Seemed innocent enough, but as soon as she got it, she called me a beefwit and walked away laughing. I guess I am a beefwit. If I don't get that book back, I'll be kicked out of the guild. Would you help me?
Yes, I was trying to find a delicate way of putting it with... he was thinking with his secondary brain, not with his primary brain. As you are a fellow member of the Mages Guild, yes, I would help you. Where did she take the book?
She brought the book here. I followed, but it's a witch's coven. Dozens of them. Trying to use the book for some evil ritual. I'm just a novice. I should return to the guild hall in Holland Stand. If I'm not here when you return, meet me there.
What's the very crude joke? Some males are blessed with 2 brains, but only enough blood to operate one at a time. Hello. Right, let's find Lady Edwige. Oh great, it's a Storm Atronak. Oh look, little papa. Right, let's just get my cloak back on again, and there we go. Oh crap, they detected me. Poop. That's very true, yep. He could have been... Either way, he wasn't thinking properly, and he got played. So no, I think we've all at some point done something that, you know, not using our full capabilities, shall we say. I know I definitely have. I am in no position to mock anybody who has done that. So we'll keep this on the down low. You know, we won't tell anyone that he got hoodwinked. That's the word I was looking for. Hoodwinked, yes. That's it. Yeah, let's go that. And go. And lightning. Excellent. Oh no, tempted to look at all these books. Tempting. You know what? Screw it. Now there's like speed mode. Yeah, he went into the library and we've not seen him since. I'd be terrible in libraries like this. I really would. Especially if there were books I could read the language of as well. We've lost him. He went into the library and we've not seen him again. He said something about, can you send him some supplies and the bedclothes. And something about clearing his internet browser history and looking after his cat. Screw it. Yeah, that's right. Surprise! I should have saved it. You know, there's going to be a boss fight very soon. Actually, what's my inventory like? I'm fine. I always get worried now that my inventory's going to fill up really quickly. Ooh, another sky shot. Ooh, again another one that was so unpleasant they had to censor it by putting it off screen. None of that. Okay, now I need to top up my ultimate before I get to the boss one. I think he's in, yep, she's in the next chamber. So if I just do loads of light attacks, that'll help charge it up faster. There you go. Let's... Okay. Oh well. Oh, the beast has awoken. By the beast I mean the cat. So, yep, she's having some water. She's probably going to want to get on my lap in a second. I'm going to arrange things now because I want to make sure that she doesn't get too weirded out after yesterday. Also gives me an excuse to check her ear as well. Right, so clean anything. Okay. There you go. Down the corridor. Press that boot on. Yeah, she's alright. And out we go. Maybe not.
Did you see those witches back there? I followed one here from Holland's stand. She tricked me. The dung-heap wench. She stole one of the books from the Mages Guild.
This one knows. You already told him.
Me? No. I've never seen you before in my entire life. Besides, I've only been here a few minutes. Say though, if you already know about the book, I don't suppose you'd be willing to help me get it back?
Now, either there's some temple shenanigans going on, or he's been affected by some mind spill. But I already went and retrieved it for you.
Yes, this is the right book. Just saw the witches using it a few minutes ago. I don't understand how this happened, but I sure do appreciate it. If I get this book back to the guild hall fast, they might not even notice it was gone.
The fact that that item's called the Timeless Braided Cord makes me think there was some temporal shenanigans.
If only I could turn back time. Just a few hours.
Messing with time. Never a good idea. You don't miss. The last time we did time travel, we literally called. But this is another thing I like about it, is that time travel is a thing in this does exist. Is he stuck here constantly asking players to retrieve the book for him? I think so. I think he's caught in a. Oh, this is appropriate. Because today is also Groundhog Day, IRL. I was about. So he's caught in his own personal time loop. Going back, going back, going back, going back. But I suppose in a way, pretty much all the NPCs are. But him personally, yeah, I think he is. I think he is stuck in a time loop. One that he made himself. Because he's a silly boy. Oh, is that a crocodile? Yeah, there's a croc. No, it's fine. Can I jump up here? Can I do that? Squeeze through the books. Law right sometimes make meta commentaries like that. Yeah. Most game designers do throw the odd little like thing like that in every now and then. You know, like it's either pop culture references or nod.
Captain, look, it's the stranger who saved us.
Nods towards other games, especially in their own series that they've worked on, things like that. Sometimes they do it for their own amusement, other times it's more for the fans. Sometimes it's a bit of both. Which is why I do always appreciate it when it's not sort of mega telegraphed, when it's just like, wait, is that a reference to whatever? Because then I feel slightly smug and proud of myself for noticing it.
My soldiers have been returning one at a time. Some still complain of numbness. Some are half blind. But they're alive. That's what matters. Thank you.
You are leaving, right?
Yes, of course. To oblivion with this whole campaign folly and the 7th Legion. As you can see, my men are securing their gear and preparing for the march back to Cyrodiil. It's a long journey, but it'll be good to fight where we're needed.
Right. 3 more quests to go. If I'm right, if I'm reading this right. I think I am. So yeah, that's right. The last 3 quests will be the ones that are in the log there. Okay. Go and meet Izara. And it says, imagine what these ruins would look like. These Iliad ruins in their prime, with the arches and stuff like that. It's just, it'd be. Hello.
Ah, you made it. And I sense that the focus stones have been dealt with. Well done, hero.
What now?
Now that the focus stones are destroyed, I can deal with this infernal spell key. We should be able to enter the ruins in short order.
Well, this one would like to know. How would you do that?
As I said before, the spell key is a brittle and aged relic. I'll weave a simple enchantment, and that should be the end of it.
Alright.
My friend, the spell key is going to become unstable. The effects may be explosive.
Alright. I'll stand back here then. Wait, that was it.
Now, we have some grim business to discuss. I pray that you will have the strength of will to see this through.
Oh, that's not a good sign. Strength of will generally means that they want me to do something that they don't want to do. Okay, what is it?
It's the ritual. I did not have the heart to speak of it before, but I can't put it off any longer. That fool Najan told me that the Daedra has been abducting people. It is, no doubt, collecting them for a summoning ritual.
Summoning ritual?
Yes, it plans to summon its true form here, to Mundus. It will need living sacrifices to do so.
Oh.
Deprive it of those living offerings.
You mean kill them?
Please, do not think of it as murder. Look around. These people were dragged below by some of the most venomous spiders in all of Tamriel. The toxins they were injected with, victims do not recover from such encounters.
Right, so basically they're in a living death right now. Lovely. There is no other way, yes?
None. They are beyond help. I beg you to look on this as a kindness. Their souls will find more comfort in Aetherius, I assure you. Take my talisman. It will make it easier. Use it on any victims you find, be a true hero, and set them free.
Ah, very well, Khajiit will do this, but he doesn't like it.
That should do it. We can enter the ruins now.
Very much does not like that. Okay, until later. Redgar stories say that when the Ragada first arrived on these shores, they found the latter still inhabited by elves. Having fought the left again, one day I will finish one of those. Oh great, it's giant scorpions. Chris is not a fan of scorpions IRL. I wouldn't say I'm afraid of them. I mean, now if it was crabs IRL I am legit terrified of, but scorpions are almost crabs, and they are not exactly on my like list. I mean, no, if they're behind no like some. What the hell's that over there? Okay. No great ball spiders. Keep an eye on the cat. Where you going? Where you going, Puzzball? I can hear her, but I can't see her. I'll check her ear more than anything. Well, that was a gateway to oblivion then. Okay, I'm going. Okay. Huh. I wasn't me that was detecting it was the other person. Okay. Alright. Oops, I'll have some of those. Yeah.
Nexiel? Is that you? Oh, beloved Bupka, help me! It can't be!
Alright, go this way. Ah, so they're burning them, and I'm setting them, I'm electrocuting them.
Anexiel, please! I beg you for Morwa's mercy. Release my sister. Oh, stranger.
Oh, what the hell was it? I was just... Go away, spider.
Stranger. What have you done?
Well, what do you mean?
The woman you are escorting, oh, Wayfarer, she is not my sister. The Daedra Anexiel has taken control of her. Can you not see it?
Explain yourself.
Yes, I'm sorry. Forgive me. When my sister heard that I had been taken by a Daedra, she came to rescue me. I was possessed for, I don't know, hours, days, weeks? My memory is nothing but screaming and dancing shadows.
Go on.
It's all so foggy, muddled. She drew the creature out of me and into herself.
Ooh.
She was gritting her teeth and screaming. Oh, it was horrible. She said she was going to put up wards before the creature overtook her, to keep the monster out.
To keep the ritual from taking place. Have we been diddled? Have we been hoodwinked?
Yes, yes, Wayfarer. Just so. Don't let it win.
Balls. Velen has been misled.
Silence, creature. Adina's the one possessed. The Daedra is trying to trick you. Don't believe its lies.
No, you must believe me. You can't let it finish the ritual. You can't.
So long as that thing lives, so does the ritual. You have to kill it to end this.
Listen to me. If the ritual completes, who knows how many innocent lives may be lost?
Hello. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I need to check your ear. Come on. Come up here. Come. Oh, you're just going to sit there, alright. Alright, go to Adina. Yeah, kill both simultaneously.
Listen to me, Wayfarer, please. That is not my sister. Not anymore. You can't believe its lies. It's manipulating you.
But why should this one believe you?
Because what I'm saying is true.
That's what she's saying. Doesn't help.
Speaking my mind. Please, stranger, think of what you've done.
Is there a way to prove you are telling the truth?
If there was, I would have told you already.
Well, if Velen believes you, what should he do about Izara?
What's that in your hand? Is that her talisman?
Yes.
In my trance, I heard a voice. When it wasn't screaming, it whispered about a talisman just like that. If you use it on my sister, it might draw the creature out.
So we draw the demon, the Daedra, out, kill the Daedra, and then we don't have to worry about killing your sister, who is technically innocent in this. If anyone will consider it. Hello. Come on. I know. Stay there. I need to check your ear, sweetheart. You're not going to like this. I know. I know. I know. Hold still. Hold still. Hold still. It's okay. Shh. It's okay. It's okay. There you go. I know you didn't like that, but I had to check. Oh dear. I just got a very dirty look.
We can't wait any longer. She's already free of her bonds. Please, in Rupta's name, use the talisman and release her.
Why should this one believe you?
Have I not earned your trust?
Mm-mm.
I've had countless opportunities to attack you, to slay you, but I haven't. Did I not tell you that Mephala is the Prince of Secrets, the spinner of lies and mistrust? You are being deceived. You must act.
Well, one of you two is telling a porky. But there's a way to prove you are telling the truth, yes?
Look into your heart. Have you been wrong this whole time? Is your compass that broken? I don't offer comfort, but I do offer truth. My sister is lost to that thing. It breaks my heart. But we must finish what we started.
What's the matter with you?
The choice is yours.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I recognise that face. That's because I was checking her ear and she didn't like it, so she's now giving me the silent treatment. I'm being shunned. She's basically, I can't show you the picture because I have to move the camera, but she's now sitting the opposite side of the room, deliberately looking at me whilst not looking at me. That's the look only a cat can do when they will sit there going, "You've done something that has displeased me." That, what have you got there? Have you found one of my hairbands? You have, haven't you? Oh, gosh. Oh, well, if you hear any weird noises from the background, don't panic. Okay, we're saying click Izara. Decide who lives and dies. Did you know that the placebo effect works for animals that receive medical attention? I can well believe that. Yeah, I can very much believe that. I mean, I know it's one of those sort of weird things that there's even like the placebo effect works even if you know it's a placebo. It's weird. So yeah, I'm being shunned right now. Also, she's been a bit grumpy the last couple of days. Even ignoring the whole ear thing because run out of cat milk. Every time I go to the fridge, she's like, "Where's the cat milk?" Some should be arriving on Thursday or Friday, but until then, she's going to be very grumpy. Like me if I don't have my caffeine. Witness the results of your decision. Oh, great, it's a spider.
Bravo, mortal. Your powers of perception are strong indeed. Unfortunately,
What's the matter?
twins share the same blood. How vexing. Pity I didn't think of it sooner. It might have saved us all a great deal of talk. The ritual is complete. And my first act will be to reclaim my body and destroy you.
Well, that could have gone better.
To Waka's breath. What have we done?
I have the feeling that no matter what we would have done, we would have been screwed. What happened?
I don't know. I thought it needed me. But Azara was my twin. We were bound by blood. That must have been enough. To Waka, be kind.
This one will not let it leave these ruins.
Yes, it might still be weak from the summoning. Onsi protect you. I'll see to my sister.
Oh, Valen's about to go and kick a spider butt. And spiders have big butt. So it's an easy target. Which I know technically is their abdomen. I know. Wait. Fake Shelob. Surprise.
Come meet your sweet demise. Lie still, my sweet. It will...
Another thread cut, yet the looms spin, and now you think yourself free of the web. What a delightful fiction.
Oh dear. Hello.
Oh yes, come closer. How strong you look with my minion's blood on your hands.
You're a bit... I'm not one to kink shame, because, you know, that's a bit wrong, but you're a bit too much.
I would have thought someone as mighty and well-traveled as you might already know. I am Mephala, the Lady of Whispers.
I guessed, really. Another Daedra who's interested in this one. What are you doing here?
A fair question. I don't often come to greet those who would slay my servants. But you, oh, there's something different about you. The scarred wrists of a cold harbor slave, yet such a regal...
Mephala is listed in Skyrim as the Daedric Prince of Lies, Sex and Murder. Yeah. I know that they use the term prince as I think there's a specific non-gender specific. Sorry, let's start that sentence again. I know they use the term prince in its non-genderized way. It doesn't mean male, doesn't mean female, doesn't mean it's just like a title kind of thing. And yeah, so there you go. My father. But you must tell this one. What was Anexio trying to do?
Trying to do? Oh no. You strong, beautiful fool. Do you think she failed? A marriage ruined, a sister slain, souls lost, families broken. And to think, all of this began with a wayward goat. What a gorgeous and horrifying tapestry.
Lies, sex and murder. Yep, that's pretty much there. Just likes messing with people's lives, really. So there was no greater plot.
What a predictably mortal question. Small, great, the same. Each thread tugs the other. Petty jealousy, an unintended slight, dog-like lusts. These are the things that bring empires to ruin. Think on this, my dear. I'll be watching.
That's quite worrying. That is actually very worrying. It's like, right, let's just go, shall we? Yeah, when it is eventually this character's time to cross over to the other realm, there's going to be a whole queue of the Daedric princes lined up.
Did you kill that thing?
It is over, but something spoke to Khajiit. Something very unpleasant.
That sounds like an ill omen.
It claimed to be Mephala.
Mephala spoke to you? The Daedric prince? I hope for your sake that it was something else.
I don't think it was.
Get out of here. I can't bear to stay here any longer.
Yeah, I'm right behind you. Let us go.
Have you seen my husband, Najan? We should go to him.
What will you say to him?
In all our long years together, I never raised my voice or called him out on a lie. I cooked his food, I cleaned his shirts, I minded his goats when he was away. I did all of this gladly, but no longer.
But you will see him.
Yes, I want him to know about the suffering. My suffering and my sister's. For once in my life, I want him to truly see me, so he'll know what he's done.
See, this is what makes Mephala actually surprisingly dangerous. All her schemes, all her plans. It's just, a little tweak there, a little goat goes missing there, and it's the proverbial butterfly effect. Something happens here. 200 years later, an empire falls. All because of one subtle change. Like maybe a certain person not being born, or somebody not being in the right place at the right time to stop an attack, that kind of thing. It's just... Honestly, those are the sort of entities you really got to be careful of, because you can never see their plans coming. And sometimes even you trying to stop them can be part of their plan, because it sets off another chain of events. They will mess with your head. I mean, if you've ever played Warhammer 40,000, or generally any of the Warhammer games, you may be familiar with a chaos entity called Zinch, or Zinch, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And one of their things is they are the living embodiment of schemes and plans and things like that. They are not to be messed with. Right, Lalta runes. Makes me think of Emperor Palpatine. Yeah, plans within plans within plans. Generally, any of those sort of scheming type characters who is like, you do this, make a subtle change there, things like that, they are some of the most, not overtly, dangerous ones. Like they're not like, oh look, there's a big muscle-bound beast with a, you know, an army at their back. You know they're dangerous. And then you've got the person, the vizier, the one behind the throne. Yes, good, good. The ones whose power you don't see. They're the ones you've got to keep your eye on. Because they can do some nasty stuff.
Adina? Oh, Adina, my love.
Oop.
Thank thee, eight, you're safe.
This is going to be awkward.
Hold your miserable tongue, Snake. I'll not hear more of your lies.
Adina, it was all my fault. I know. Zet's tears, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I didn't.
You lusted after a Daedra, you filthy cur! A Daedra! After all I've done, all I've sacrificed!
Naughty boy.
I know. I know I failed you. Failed us. But if you'd only...
No, Najan. I will not. Perhaps if you come and face the monster yourself. But instead, you sent my sister? Zara is dead because of you.
Dead? By the eight, Adina. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is definitely a plot
sorry.
worthy of Methina.
Adina, please speak to me.
I think the only words you can hear from them, dude, are about a divorce.
I've lost everything.
Assuming they have them in this world, which I think they do. What do we do now?
I don't know. Just don't know. Adina, my desert star, I've lost her forever, and for what?
Well, let's not kill the Daedra.
Not until after it killed the woman I sent into harm's way.
Because you're a silly boy.
Izara faced spiders, Daedra, ancient magic. All I did was stand here and bleat like a lamb, afraid to face the thing I set free. Ancestors, forgive me.
Well, but it needs to move on.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry. For every...
And Nexiel's Thorax.
Gods, what have I done?
That's a great name for an armor. That really is a good name for an armor. Oh, looks like there's a chest there. Yes, this one will steal from that. Nice, nice, nice. Excellent. That's going to be very helpful. That'll push me up to. Could push me up to level 14. Let's go to Hallin's Stand. Right. Oh, we jumped in.
A new. We lie about like whipped dogs. Ufa drags his feet, waiting for aid. Can he not see that none comes?
Aid for what?
The Imperials hold our city. We were taken before our swords could leave the sheath. There's a traitor, my people whisper. For now, we wait. Wait for the Covenant to send help and the Imperials to tire. But you don't seem like the waiting type.
And if this one is not?
I warn most against entering Hallin's Stand. But you might help us in our resistance. Go to the alchemist shop in town. You'll find like-minded people there. The Imperials won't let you pass in peace, but any of their blood spilt blesses the sand.
Well, it looks like there's about to be a big lot of blessings going on in this town. Like that. Like, kill Imperials for the skies if you need one. No, I don't need a disguise. It's nice they give me the option, but I don't need it.
From the sides.
Because think about it, this would be like the, depending on how you've played the game, this would be like the end of your first arc, so you might not be powerful enough to do this the way I'm doing it right now. So by giving them an option to go in sneaky, that works. Just yeah. Alright. Last time here. Just do a very quick check of the bookshelves. Probably isn't going to be anything, but you never know. Alright, back out here. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I could end this war overnight, just by myself. Now, where am I going? I'm going over there. Right. Sublime elixir. Here I go.
A new face. What's your business?
You probably don't want to know, mate.
We don't see a lot of travelers these days. What brought you here?
Aimer sent this one.
You want to speak to Ufa then? Too bad no one knows where he is. Even if we did, can't say he'd even want to talk to you, seeing as you're a stranger. Yara might see you, though. She's upstairs on the balcony.
Oh, because she's going to talk to her then.
And don't think you can try anything. I'm not just here for my good looks. And Yara is more than capable herself.
Okay, you've not seen the 20 odd dead bodies that are outside. Fine, I'll let him have his moment. I mean, seriously, I would destroy you if you tried anything.
I don't think we've met, and I don't think we need to.
Because she'd hears you are part of the resistance.
And I hear the Imperials have spies everywhere, so why would I admit to being someone they want to kill? That
Fair.
said, I know one thing Imperial spies wouldn't do: arm their enemies.
With what?
Across the way is a guarded warehouse. If someone took weapons from there,
She's
it'd
kind of
be a
bad though.
blow
Yeah.
against the 7th Legion. And I hear the stable hand knows the people who need such weapons. Someone who did that, I could trust.
It's fine. Oh, this is gonna hurt. There we go. Legend that didn't kill me from dropping off of. I know one of those. And I know some of those. I said, steal weapons from the Imperial supply chain. You must have your disguise on. Oh, fellow sorcerer. Hello. Hello, fellow sorcerer. Oh, we're today finished. It's to respawn. You got there just before I did. Yeah, there's probably another one around here somewhere. Okay, let's have a look. Friend in need is a friend indeed. Yep. What's the other one? That's quite a good one, I like that. Now one enemy of my enemy. I was like, you know what, fellow sorcerer? I have no grudge against you. But I will take some of these supplies. Let's bring the stolen weapons to the stable hand. This is why I prefer PvE games to pure PvP ones, is because you can go along, you do like a random helping, like, you right there, I'm fine, thank you, good day. Go off and do your business, everyone's good. This place is a ghost town. Well, it is now because me and the other sorcerer, we've just gone through it and wiped out everybody in this place. It's technically we're not supposed to go on a killing spree. We were supposed to be sneaky. We weren't. We were the opposite of sneaky.
What do you want? Can't you see I'm doing my work? Or are you harassing me because I don't bow my head to the ground before the Imperials?
This one has something for you. For PvE, because in PvE I tend to lose. Yeah, that's the other thing as well. It's The only time I've really sort of got on with PvP style matches is when I know the people involved in the match. Like if it's between me and some friends, or like when I was playing Overwatch on somebody else's stream that I it's one of those streams I've been following for quite a while, so I know that the people in that weren't going to be, sort of, you lost, you suck, loser, and basically be a-holes. It'd be a sort of good-natured banter, certainly, which I'm okay with, but it's the making your opponent feel like they're crap just because you beat them. No, that's just not right. But it's between friends. Yeah, I've got no problem with it.
Why would I want those weapons? I'm no friend to the Resistance, or to the Imperials. I just want to work in peace.
I have played PvP games in the past. I think probably the biggest one I've played was EVE Online, which, good game, but it is PvP central. It's one of the sort of ones you really have to know the people that you're playing it with. But I will say that it does have some of the best space fights I have seen and things like that. But because it is basically PvP, hell, even the market, auction house type thing, it has a element of PvP to it, which sounds bizarre, but it does. You're undercutting, finding good routes for the trade goods and stuff like that. That's what I did. I started focusing on the trade and everything else like that. That was fun. But the battles when it's just like in Warcraft and things like that, or you're just trying to do a quest and then you get jumped by about 50 people. Yeah, that's not fun.
Is that so? Let me fix them for you then. There. No one will suspect you carrying sacks smelling of the stables. Ones who need these wait in and near the town square. If you're caught, we've never spoken.
Understood.
I name no names, but seek the poor near the town square. Ask if they've seen a cat with red fur, and there will be your answer.
Okay. Cat with red fur. See, now the Imperials have respawned.
Mara's bosom is a dull one.
Bit rude saying things like about Mara's bosom. Right, I'm going to look for a essence. Is this one? Alright. Ah, crap. There we go. Right, now they're going to be round here somewhere. Okay. Nope, not there. Hello. Is that peasant? Is that who I need to speak to? Yes. The indicator above his head would indicate that.
Keep your voice down. Loud speech attracts unwanted attention.
Khajiit is looking for a cat with red fur. Have you seen one?
Red? I have seen such a cat, though not lately. Do you bring news of this red hunter? Or something else to ease our sorrow at its loss?
Khajiit, could be a fellow Khajiit. Yeah, that's a good point, yeah. It might be a literal thing, it might be another Khajiit, or it could just be a code name. Well, if it is another Khajiit, that would be a point to you.
A most precious gift. May the
It could just be a code phrase.
upon you. I'll keep it safe until the time comes, and our mutual friend returns. And may he return soon, for all our sakes.
Okay.
These old eyes see you. Come, come.
Hello. No. Alright, I'm following you, beggar. Where you going? Where you going, mate? Ah, I see you're going over here. Oh, I see. You're leading me to this. No.
You did not see me, did you? No one sees the poor, the sick, the oppressed. You helped these people of Holland Stand, but for what? You put yourself in harm's way, but why?
Velane's reasons are his own, but mostly this one has a crippling skooma addiction and requires a lot of coin. But enough of that. Who are you?
One of the destitute, no more. I have nothing except my eyes.
It could be a code name.
And I see Yara wants to trust you, but she cannot. Not until now. She will look for signs of treachery and find none, but even that will not be enough.
Why does she not trust this one? I mean, granted, I'm just this weird-looking Khajiit who just turned up in town, so...
Unimportant, but here is how she will. She waits by the tavern, as she was spying on you. Go to her, clasp her hands, and tell her that the red asp lives.
Okay, I'm going to make sure I do not mispronounce that, because that could go very wrong. Oh, okay, camera's gone a bit wobbly there, do apologise. Hello?
Ah, I was not expecting you. How did you... Never mind. What news have you?
Velen has delivered all the weapons he was able to find.
One of our allies passed with a peculiar bag from the stables. It's good to know you were the one to supply it. Well, then, I think it's best if we go our separate ways. Though you helped considerably, I can't take this risk again.
One more thing. Velen was told to tell you that the red asp, almost messed that one up, lives.
What? How do you know this? The wind is truly at our backs. I've misjudged you. My apologies.
Well, that's a turnaround.
We've been watching and waiting ever since the 7th Legion took our city. Now's the time to act. If you'll forgive my initial rudeness, I need your help.
This one is willing to help.
Let me share what we know. The 7th Legion took the town under cover overnight. Some say a traitor opened the gates to their army. It's the only explanation, but we don't know who the traitor is. We have a lead, though.
What is that? And if you say you put it on a dog, I'll be very disappointed.
Not what, but whom. I've set up a meeting with someone who may know the identity of the traitor. I'd like you to talk to her. My contact's at the tavern, just as I requested. She'll be reading a book. See what she knows, but be careful.
Well, for them, we'll talk to her.
I'll return to the alchemist shop on the other side of town once you go to meet with her.
Alright. Okay, oops. That was a Khajiit there with red eyes.
Did Yara send you? She said to meet her here.
This one is a friend. Velen heard you had some information.
It's more of a feeling. Call it intuition. It's better if you see it with your own eyes. Can you come with me to my home? It's best to continue our conversation in private.
Alright, lead on.
The Imperials may know your face by now. You can disguise yourself as one of them for the time being. They don't dare raise a hand against me, so I'll be all right. If you're ready, I'd like to go now. Follow me, but be discreet.
Alright. What is discreet?
With a disguise, the soldiers won't give you a second glance, but the sentries will certainly stop you if they can.
Alright, because this is probably a thing where I'm going to have to... where is it? I'm going to have to equip this because I've got a feeling... There we go. I am going to have to legitimately follow her. Yep. Oh, there's a sentry there. There's a sentry over there as well. Yep. Oh, you stupid... If you ever see a dodgy doorway for a city on a clean and home mode, leave it alone, you just fill off the map. I shall remember that. Oh, speaking of Star Trek Online, the dilithium mine, apart from upgrades, is basically done. Yep. Next time I'm going to be working. Yeah, obviously, so the upgrades like the level So I think it's like the different upgrades, but unfortunately I accidentally slotted a project because I miscalculated how many more needed to be done, and so there's one left in there that unfortunately can't be cancelled. So the only way we can cancel it is to do it and then complete it. So it's like a bit of a waste, but that's my bad. I messed that one up because I miscounted. But yeah, just like the dilithium upgrades will be next to being done. Like, yes, fantastic. Basically, I've just been doing this like a little bit each day when I've been logging in to do the daily stuff. So
thank you for your discretion. I'm rather concerned about what's going on in Holland's stand, but it's not a good idea to say so in public. You see, it's my husband.
what is wrong with your husband? And no, you know what? No, I said rather disturbing thought. I'm not going to go along that path. Been grinding levels on a Klingon recruit. There's one mission that has a slight bug in it. I had because it was one of the new ones as a Klingon, so I was thought, no, let's step back from that a little bit.
You misunderstand. My husband is Captain Dakir at Niemer of the City Guard. I think he betrayed us.
Ooh.
I couldn't bear to ask him. To see the hurt in his eyes and the shame that must surely be there. But he's keeping something from me. And I fear the worst.
Oh, yeah, I think again, last thing on Star Trek Online before I go back to the game properly. There was the groupies thing. Unfortunately, the first attempt I had of trying to get the bundle for that, couldn't get it because they're sold out. But the next morning, I double checked and there was a few extra keys that we put on it, so I managed to get the bundle. Great success.
Soon after the Imperials came, our daughter disappeared.
$10 well spent.
My husband speaks with the Imperials, carries sealed messages back and forth. I don't know what to think. Search his office. It's upstairs. See what you can learn. I can't bear to look.
And it's a good charity donation as well, so it's like, what? Everybody wins. That's why I have no problems with the groupie stuff. They do legit things. I know it's upstairs, but I want to check here first for something. Right, nothing there. Hi. Okay. Custody. Oops, excuse me.
How dare you go through my things?
Captain. Are you sure you want to be rude to me right now?
What are you doing in my home? Did Quatrius send you? I've done everything he's asked. I won't suffer any more humiliation at his hands.
Your wife asked Khajiit to come. She thinks you may be the one who betrayed Hallenstadt.
Oh, Kisma, I wish I didn't have to keep such secrets from you. By Mara's heart, I don't know who betrayed us, but it was not me.
Oh, that's good to know.
No more than an Imperial lackey now, regardless.
Why? What have you done?
They have her, our daughter.
Oh.
The Imperials kidnapped her and hold her as a hostage.
Okay, I'll take back everything I said.
Before them for her safety, and I would do so again if it means she will be returned to us. Now go, please.
Okay, that's a fair enough reason for doing stuff like that. All right. It's definitely a fair enough reason.
I've seen the girl. It's not too late.
Okay, this beggar's got to be someone important, really.
The couple despairs, but all is not lost. Nothing's without hope until the last breath. Let me tell you of their child. Come.
Where is she?
The Imperial fool Quatrius believes he's invincible, and in a way, he is. If one were to raise a blade against him, his soldiers would surely cut down the child out of spite. But there are other ways to cow a man.
I'm not going to say the thoughts that are going through my head right now. Ow.
Not how, but where. Go to the pavilion in the shadow of the palace. You are already armed. Armed with the knowledge that he is a coward. With that, you must defeat him.
Okay. Right. So where am I going? Okay. Ah, Koteris.
Away with you. Can't you see I'm busy?
What do you do with this girl?
We're simply enjoying the fresh air. After all, who would want such a flower to wilt in a dungeon? Now be gone before I have my men remove you.
Your men will not get here fast enough to save your life.
What? It's complete nonsense. Alright, see your point. Well, what did you want from me?
Let Hazi go.
Fine, fine. Run, girl, before I change my mind. Now the guards will be back any second now. Don't think you can threaten me again.
I wish I could, but you're not worth it.
Papa!
And away.
Papa!
As you go and run to your dad.
Ozzy, I am where the birds roost. Come.
Ah, crap. I didn't mean to do that. Ah, crap. How do I get back up there? I think I may have just balled that up. We'll pretend that never happened. Was it pure God? Did you hear something? Nope, 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 nope. You didn't see. Oh, low stamina. Let that recharge. Yeah, wait for that. What's Wobbin doing? Screw him. There we go. You missed me. There he is. Captain.
This is your doing? You freed my daughter?
Yes, it was quite easy.
I am truly blessed to have such aid from a stranger. With no promise of reward, you saved my family. Here, take this key. You will do far more good with it than I.
Tell Khajiit, what is it for?
The Grandea's chains. The Imperials made me capture her and bring her to them. I fear they want to publicly execute her in order to cow the citizens. If anyone can save her, it would be you. 1,000 blessings upon you.
I think I'm going to need them. Right. Where am I going? I'm going down here. Seriously, it's so helpful, this ability. Okay. I think after this next quest is where I'm going to end it, because like, it's getting to that point where I don't want to be like mid-quest when the end of stream time comes. which then means, if I am correct, that the Thursday will be the last new quest in this area, which would then be the end of the base game.
Seems you've poked a hornet's nest. I hope whatever you did was worth it.
This one saved Captain Ania's daughter and got the key to the... he got the key.
They have the Grandea? That is troubling news. You've been busy then.
Mm-hmm.
But what news of the traitor? Do you know his identity?
No, because she does not.
You are mistaken, friend.
Master Ufa, you're truly alive.
Did I not send word with our friend here? I spoke to the captain after you left. He was more than willing to help after the good turn you gave him. The traitor is well within our grasp.
Please tell Khajiit, who are you?
Don't you recognize the old beggar without his rags? I've been following you for quite a
I
while.
knew the beggar would be important.
Your followers suspected nothing. Dakir and Kisma will never forget what you've done for them.
He knew, it was just, he knew too much. He knew too much to just be a humble beggar. Sneaky little chap. I approve of his methods, but...
You've been a great boon to the Resistance. Once we have the traitor in our hands, we'll have all the pieces we need to assault the 7th Legion.
Yep. Basically, I've got the achievement, so yeah, I'm really close to the end now. Hero of the Daggerfall Covenant. Very nice. I have to double check that in a sec, because I think that gives me something.
The captain's men know how to find him, but I don't know where these men are, or if they're still among the living. They won't work with me, but may consider you an ally. You must find them before the Imperials do.
I know there's some achievements that when you unlock them, they don't give you anything directly, but they do give you the permission, for want of a better term, to buy certain decorations and things like that from particular merchants. Which reminds me, I still have to try and find out more about the golden merchant. I have to find out where they spawn and when. But, how will Velen do that?
Seek Aisha, Nasira, and Runid. Their peril is our opportunity. I'm sure they'd rather work with us than with the Imperials. Ask about, search houses, but above all, be discreet.
This one can be discreet. Right. So I say that is where I'm going to be ending it for tonight. A little bit earlier, but like I say, it's I don't want to be finishing off, the stream being halfway through a quest, and this is a safe spot, so this makes sense as well as anything to do it here. But that's me done for tonight. Tomorrow we'll be back with the Farscape watch party. I can't try and remember what episode we're up to, but I know we're now definitely in the second half of season 3. Things are really getting good. I know I keep saying it, but trust me, there's some really good episodes coming up at the end of season 3. And then obviously we'll be back to finish off this arc and the base game of ESO with this character on Thursday. And like I said, I will be whenever it does come out. Looking like it's going to be June. I will be creating a specific character just to go through, the character creation process, doing the intro for the new region, things like that. And I'll be doing it just for that character. I won't be doing it for, all of them. I won't be swapping over to them as a new character. It will literally just be for that first bit, so people can see what the initial area, and so I can see what the initial areas are like as well. And then once I get to the progression, so once I get through it in a natural progression, then we'll be returning there. Oh, hello. Hey. I know. Hi. I know it's bedtime. So in the meantime, yes, I know. Shall bid you good night. Thank you. Can I get to the... Thank you. Good night. Yes, I know. You're very cute.